AJ, with what you've just been discussing there about what we do to our children, as well as working on your own stuff to, clear that, is there any value in... I have an 18-year-old daughter, and I've done all this to her.
Yep.
Is there any value in discussing what I've learnt today with her and an apology?
Yes.
And say, I am going to work on this, and I'm so sorry, I didn't realise what I was doing.
Yep.
And
huge value in this. Huge value. When a parent acknowledges the damage they've done to the child, it allows the child to start seeing the truth about the damage. And then that allows them to start experiencing their emotions that have been quite shut down over that period of time. So even you just acknowledging it, the person may not choose to be on the divine path, but you just acknowledging it yourself as a parent causes the child to actually start processing through emotion, and you'll notice a huge difference in the person, no matter what age, by the way, even if they're adult, like 30 or 40, and you acknowledge these things. And it's very powerful for yourself, because there are also some forgiveness of yourself begins. Forgiveness of self can't begin until you acknowledge what you've done. You can't blanketly forgive yourself until you actually know what you've done that needs to be forgiven. Does that make sense? And that happens at an emotional level. So when you begin to acknowledge the things you've done, there's also this feeling of repentance that comes from your soul, and that then calls God into the picture generally, and you can start forgiving yourself for what you've done as well. And that causes you then to not act out of guilt in the future. Because what a lot of parents do is they see all of this stuff that's happened that they've projected on their children, and instead of allowing the child to feel about it and then them feeling about their own emotions about what they've created, what they do instead is they start feeling, oh boy, there's terrible feelings of guilt. I've done that too, and I've done that too, and I've done that too. And so then what we start doing is trying to fix that, like by giving the child things or allowing the child to treat us unlovingly, or, you know what I mean? And in the end, that actually makes it worse. We're better off actually just feeling the emotions ourselves, encouraging our child, and tell the truth to our child, and then everything starts opening up quite a lot then.
It's good, because she's very open to listening, and she's an amazing forgiving person. And
children are, right?
Yeah. And I've known with myself since she was, quite little. I can pinpoint times when I've lost it.
Yep.
And it's been my own stuff. I've known that I've been trying to get to work on time, or I've been busy, and she's a real, for want of a better word, dreamer and dawdler, and it doesn't work.
Which is your law of attraction, actually. Yeah.
It doesn't work with trying to get somewhere on time.
Yeah.
And I've carried a lot of guilt for times when I've, really got angry with her. She's been little.
Yep.
And, I had no right to do that.
Yeah, and that's good to acknowledge that as a parent, and actually acknowledge that directly to your child. That's very powerful.
That's good. Thank you, AJ.
Yeah, very powerful. And